Hello all, welcome to my channel. Today I will develop the application like this in which I will demonstrate the button. Whenever user click on button, I will display the toast. This is the toggle button. Whenever user click on the toggle button, I will simply switch the images. So what happen? It will look like a bulb on, bulb off. The same I will develop using the switch, that is bulb on, bulb off. And this is the background of the image button. So whenever user click on this button, I will display the toast that AU logo is clicked. This is the checkbox. Whenever user select the checkbox, I will simply put the message over here that the English, Hindi, Gujarati is selected or not selected. And whenever user click on this radio button, I will simply put the message over here that which radio button is clicked. And whenever user click on clear option, all the radio button will be cleared. Design of all these things I will develop in a constraint layout, and the code I will develop in the Android Java. So let's develop the same thing practically. First of all, you can just click on create new project. Here you can just select the empty activity and you can click on next. Here you can just give the name of your application. I'm giving the name of my application is types of button, and I'm developing this in a Java. So I'm writing here Java and the language is Java. You can just click on finish. Once the Gradle build is done, you can simply hide this project explorer. Then you can click on activity main.xml. Here you can just click on show system user interface, and here you can just click on split. I don't want this inbuilt text view, so I'm simply removing this. Now I want the button, so I'm simply taking the button, drag and drop over here. Now whenever you are using the constraint layout, you need to connect your control horizontally and vertically. So I'm simply connecting this button vertically to the parent and horizontally to the parent. Now you can put this button anywhere, wherever you want. So I want this button in a top left corner, so I'm simply moving drag and drop over here. Now I want the another button, and that is the toggle button. So you can just click on button and you will find the toggle button. Now I want this toggle button in the center, so I'm simply connecting the vertically this button to the parent. Now you can connect this button horizontally to the parent. Now you can put this button anywhere you want. So I want this button in the center, so I'm simply moving drag and drop over here. Now I want the another button, and that is the image button. But in the image button, I want the background that is Atmiya logo. So Atmiya logo is available in my drive, so I'm simply copying this. So here I have the AU logo as well as I have the bulb on, bulb off image. I need all these three images. So I'm simply copying these images and I will paste this images into drawable folder of the resource folder. So you can simply minimize this. Now you can move to your project. You can click on resource drawable, and here in a drawable you can simply right click and paste these images. And whenever you click on OK, all the images will be pasted over here. This is the AU logo. Now I want that logo in the image button. So you can simply click on image button and you can drag and drop this button over here. Now, which is the background of this image? So I'm simply selecting the IC launcher background. Now I want to connect this image button vertically to the parent, and I want to connect this image button horizontally to the parent. Now I can move this button anywhere, right? So I want this in a right top corner over here. Now I want to resize it. It means that I want to specify the width and height of this button. So I'm making here width is 100 dp. I'm making the height that is 100 dp. Now I want that this button having the background, and that is AU logo. For that you need to remove this src compact. So I'm simply removing this property, right? You can simply remove this, so this background will be blank. Now I want to add the AU logo. So you can add the property that is background, and you can select your @drawable / AU logo. So see here, AU logo is applied over here. Now you can simply move, drag and drop this button over here. So I have taken 3 buttons. One is the simple regular button, another one is the toggle button, and this is the image button. Now I want the image view over here below this particular button, that is the toggle button. So here you can just click on common and you will find the image view. So you can simply move, drag and drop this image view over here. Now, which is the default image you want in the image view? So I want the bulb off. So I'm selecting the bulb off and you can click on OK. Now this image view is the wrap content width and wrap content height. So you can define the width and height. So I'm just defining the width, that is 200 dp, height, that is 200 dp. Now I need to connect this particular control. Why? Because until and unless I not connect this particular image view with the any control horizontally and vertically, I will get an error. See here, one error is there. So what I need to do, simple, I need to connect this particular image view with this button. So vertically this image view is connected with this button, but I need to connect horizontally also. So I'm simply connecting horizontally to the parent. Now this error is removed, see here, and this image view is, you can simply move, drag and drop anywhere wherever you want. So I want it over here, that is below this particular button. So all these things are done. Now you can simply run this particular application and you will get the effect into your emulator. See here, application is launched, but whenever I click on the button, it is not displaying any toast, or even the images are not switched. So what to do? Definitely I need to make the code, but before that I want to implement the design. So first I want to make all the design and then I want to make the coding. So now I need the another button over here, and that button is the switch. So you can simply drag and drop this switch button over here, and you can connect this switch horizontally and vertically. So horizontally it is connected to parent, right, and vertically it is connected with this button. So now you can simply move, drag and drop wherever you require. So this switch is available. Now I want the floating button, but in the floating button background I want the logo of the sanitizer. So what we can do, very simple, you can move to your project. Here in project, you can just click on drawable, you can just right click new, and you can select the vector asset. Here you can just click on clip art, and here you will get many images over here. You can simply search for SAN and you will get the sanitizer symbol, and you can select this and you can click on OK. Then you can click on next, and then you can click on finish. So what happened? This sanitizer symbol XML is available over here. Now you can take the floating action button and you can simply move, drag and drop button over here. Now you will be able to select your sanitizer symbol, right? So this is the XML file. You can simply select this and you can click on OK. So what happened? This button having the symbol of sanitizer. Now I want to connect this button horizontally and vertically. So first you can connect this horizontally with the parent. Now you can simply drag and drop and you can put the control wherever you require, and you can connect vertically over here. So what happened? This my control, that is the floating action button, is connected vertically over here. Now I want the checkbox. So I'm simply taking the checkbox and I'm moving, drag and drop over here. This is the checkbox number 1. This is the checkbox number 2. And this is the checkbox number 3. Now you can connect this checkbox. So I'm just connecting this checkbox horizontally with the parent, this checkbox horizontally with the parent, this checkbox horizontally with the parent. Now you can connect this vertically with the floating action button. Now you can connect this checkbox with this particular checkbox, and you can connect this checkbox with this particular checkbox. So what happens if suppose if you move drag and drop over here, then all the checkbox will be moved. Now I want to rename this checkbox. So you can just select the checkbox and you can just define over here. I'm writing here that is the skill is Java. Here you can just click on checkbox and you can write here skill is Kotlin. You can just write here the skill is that is CPP. Suppose if you think that I want to change the text size, the text color and the text style, then also you can do the same in the checkbox. For example, I want to set the text size that is 20 sp. I want to set the text color and that is black, that is has 000. I want to set the text style that is bold. Now you can simply copy this 3 tag and you can paste over here in this Kotlin and you can paste into Java. So what happens, see, there are 3 checkbox. Even you can simply move, drag and drop one checkbox and you all the checkbox will be moved. Now I want the text view over here in which I want the information that the which checkbox is selected. So here you can select the text view and you can move drag and drop text view over here. Now we need to connect this text view. So I'm just connecting this text view horizontally with the parent and vertically with this particular checkbox. Now you can move drag and drop wherever you want this particular text view. Now here in this text view, I want to define the same property. So you can move to your text view and you can paste. So I'm putting all this properties, that is the text, text size and text color and the style. Now here in text, I want that select the skills. Now I want this the skill that is in a new line. So you can write here /n. So what happened? The message is coming over here that the select the skills. Now whenever user click on any skill, I want here that the which skill is selected. So for that definitely I need to make the coding. But before that I want to complete the design. So now I'm moving towards the radio button. So here in a radio button, you can just click on button and you can choose the radio group. So here I'm selecting the radio group and here I'm putting the radio group. Now, whenever you are taking the radio group, by default, the width and height is wrap content. So you can move to your radio group control over here. In this radio group control, you can define the width, for example, 200 dp and the height that is 200 dp. So this radio group having the 200 dp width and height. Now I want to connect this radio group. So I'm just connecting it vertically with the bottom of the activity and I'm connecting it horizontally with this particular checkbox. Now you can simply move, drag and drop this particular your radio group. Now I want to reduce the width. So I'm just making here width that is, for example, 170. It is fine. Now I want to put the radio button inside this radio group. So you can simply take the radio button and you can put drag and drop into radio group. So this is the one button, second button, third button and fourth button. So 4 radio button is placed inside this radio group. Now I want to put one more button over here and that is the clear option. So you can simply take the button and you can put drag and drop this button over here and you can define the horizontally connection with the parent, that is activity, and vertical connection with the activity. Now you can simply move, drag and drop this button over here and you can select this button and you can change the text, that is clear, and you can write /n option. So clear option is my title of, that is the text of this button. Now you can simply run this particular application. So here you will get the effect of your design. See here, I'm getting the radio button. But whenever I selecting the radio button, the changes is not applied into text view. It means that I need another text view over here. And this is the checkbox, but I have not defined any code over yet. So what happened? The effect is not applied into this text view. Even if I make the on off, the image is not changed. Even I am not getting the toast because I had not written any single line inside the code. So what to do? Very simple. I need another text view over here, and as well as I need the last button which occupies the full width. So what we can do? Very simple. Let me take the text view, that is the text view number 2, and you can put text view over here. Now I want to connect this text view horizontally with the parent, as well as I want this vertically with the parent. Now you can simply move, drag and drop this text view over here. And I want to define the same property that I defined in the checkbox and the text view that I want over here. So you can simply paste that 3 properties, that is the text size, text color, and text style. Now instead of this text view, you can write the message over here, and that is choose/n and option. So the message is choose an option. You can simply move, drag and drop this particular control wherever you want this. And at the last, I want the button with the full width. So you can simply move, drag and drop this particular button over here. Now you can simply connect this button. So this button is horizontally connected with this particular activity, and vertically it is also connected with this parent. Now you can simply move, drag and drop this button, and you can define the width, that is match parent. So this button will occupy the full width, and here you can give the title that the text is full width button. Now you can simply run this particular application and you will get that the design is done, but the code is not implemented yet. So what happened? This is the design. See here, this is what the design I want. So this you can achieve using the constraint layout. Now I want to define the code for every control. It means that whenever this button is clicked, I want to display the toast over here. And whenever the on off is done, I want to change the image over here. And whenever this button is clicked, I want the toast. And whenever the option is selected over here, which option is selected that I want over here. And whenever the clear option is clicked, I want to clear all the option. So let's do the programming for the same in the Java. So you can just simply move to your main activity.java. And here you can define the variable, that is button b1 is equal to find view by id r.id.button number 1. And whenever user click on this button, so you can write b1.set on click listener, new control space, and you can press enter. Now here you can write the code. So I want to put the toast, so you can simply create the toast, and here you can put the message that the button is clicked. Now you can simply run this and you can test. So what happens whenever you run this particular application, you will get the message over here that the button is clicked. Now whenever the toggle button is clicked, I want to change the image of this image view. So what to do? Very simple. You can first declare the variable, that is image view iv is equal to find view by id r.id.image view. Now whenever the toggle button is clicked, so definitely I need the variable of toggle button. So I'm writing here toggle button tb is equal to find view by id r.id.toggle button. And whenever the toggle button is clicked, so I'm calling the function set on click listener, new control space, and you can press the enter. So now whenever the toggle button is clicked, I want to check the text of the toggle button. It is on or off. So if toggle button dot get text is the function which is used to get the text of the toggle button, dot to string dot equals. If the text is on, then I want to change the image view image. It means that iv.setImageResource is the function. And you can pass here r.drawable.bulb on. So what happened? Whenever the toggle button text is on image view, image will be bulb on. If the toggle button text is off, then image view image will be, that is, bulb off. Now you can simply run this particular application and you will get the effect into emulator. See here, now whenever I click on off, on, off, on, off, on, off, see here, the image is changed. Now whenever user click on switch, I want to change the image of this bulb, as well as I want the text over here, that is the bulb on, bulb off. So what we can do? Very simple. The same way I initialize the image view, the same way you can initialize the switch. So you can write here switch sv is equal to find view by id r.id.switch1. Here you can define the text sv.setText, and here you can define the text, that is bulb off. Now whenever the switch is clicked, so you can define the method sv.setOnClickListener. Here you can write a new control space and you can press enter. So this anonymous method will be implemented. Now whenever the switch is clicked, I will get the text. If switch dot get text dot to string dot equals, if the text is bulb off, if the text is bulb off, then I want to make the text bulb on. So I'm writing here sv.setText. If it is off, then make it on. So here I'm writing that the bulb on. Else make the text, that is sv.setText, the text is bulb off. So what happened? Whenever the switch is clicked, I will just change the text, and that is the bulb on, bulb off. But the image will not be changed. So what happened? See here, the default text is coming, that is bulb off. Whenever I click on this, I'm getting the message bulb on, bulb off, bulb on. But this image is not changed. Why? Because if the text is off, then I need to make the image that is on. So I need to copy this code and let me paste here that the image view.set image resource, that is bulb on, and here image view.set image resource, that is bulb off. Now you can simply rerun this particular application and you will get the effect into this emulator. See here, this is the bulb on, bulb off, bulb on, bulb off. This is the on, this is off, on, off, on, off. Now whenever user click on this button, that is the image button, I want the message that the AU logo is clicked. So definitely the same thing I did with the button, the same thing I need to do for the image button. So let me write here, that is the image button ib is equal to find view by id r.id.image button. And whenever this button is clicked, so you can write set on click listener new, and you can select the view.on click listener. Here you can write TOA, that is the toast dot make text, and here you can say that the AU logo is clicked. Same I want to do for the floating action button. So here I'm taking the variable, that is floating action button FB is equal to find view by id r.id.floating action button FB dot set on click listener new control space, and same toast you can display over here that the message is, that is sanitizer is clicked. Now you can simply rerun this particular application. See here, whenever I click on this button, I'm getting the toast that the button is clicked. Let me click on, see bulb image is on. Now whenever you click on this logo, AU logo is clicked. Now whenever you click on this sanitizer is clicked, right? And whenever you click on off, this image will be off. Bulb off, bulb on, bulb off, bulb on. Now whenever you select this checkbox, I want the message over here that the which skill is selected. So definitely I need to look onto this checkbox. So let me write the code for the checkbox. So here what we can do, very simple, we can declare the checkbox CB1 is equal to find view by ID r.id.checkbox number 1, and you can simply copy this and you can paste over here. This is the checkbox number 2, this is the checkbox number 3, this is the CB2, this is the CB3. Now whenever the checkbox is selected, I want to change the text, so definitely I need the variable that is the text view. TextView TV is equal to find view by ID r.id.textView number 1. Now whenever the checkbox is clicked, so I'm calling the function cb1.setOn click listener, new, control space, and you can take the view.on click listener. Now whenever the checkbox is selected, I want to change the text of the text view. So I'm writing here that is the string str is equal to, now here we can define what, that the first skill is a Java, that is equal to, and you can write here checkbox 1 dot is checked is the function, so it will return true if the Java is selected. Now you can write here slash n the second skill, and that is Kotlin is equal to, now you can write here cb2 dot is checked. Now you can write here slash n and you can add the third skill, that is a cpp is equal to cb3 dot is checked. Now you can write semicolon over here and you can write TextView dot set text and you can write the str over here. Now I need to do this for every checkbox, so I'm simply copying this, and instead of this cb1 I'm making here cb2, instead of cb1 I'm making here cb3. Now let me rerun this particular application and you will get the effect into emulator. See here, this is my emulator. Now whenever I select the Java, see here, Java is true, Kotlin false, CPP false, Kotlin true, CPP true. Now you can deselect the Kotlin, see here, Kotlin false, Java true, CPP true. Now CPP false, Java false. So you can select the skill and you will get the message over here that the which skill is selected. Now whenever I click on radio button, I want the option over here that the which option is selected. But before that, I need to change this text. So you can move to your activity main.xml. Here in this radio button, you can just write that this is BCA, this is BSc IT, this is BCom, and this is other. So now I want to select only one program, and the whichever the program is selected, I want to change the text over here. So if you select here BCA, then I want the text over here that is BCA, and this is the text view number 2. And as well as I want to change the text color, size and style of the radio button. So you can simply copy this and you can move to your radio button and you can paste here. See here. So radio button text is a change. Here you can paste radio button text color and style is change. Here you can paste radio button text size and color is change. Here you can paste radio button text size and color is change. Now instead of this choose an option, I want the selected text. So for that I need to write the code. So radio group name is what? See here, radio group name is not defined. So you can add the ID and you can select the @ID. Here you can define the name of your radio group. I'm defining the my radio group name is radio group. Now you can move to your main activity.java file. Now here I want to define the code for that is radio button and radio group. So what we can do? Very simple. Here we can define the variable that is a radio group rg is equal to find view by id r.id.radio group. This is the name I just defined before few seconds. See, this is the name that I defined, that the radio group. Now whenever this radio group is selected, so here you can define the method that is the radio group dot set on checked change listener. Here you can write new, control space, and you can override the radio group dot on check change listener. So it will implement the onCheckChange function over here. You will get the RadioGroup and you will get the checked ID. This ID is the ID of the radio button that you have selected. So here we can define the variable, that is a RadioButton RB is equal to find view by ID, and you can define the checked ID. So what happen if user is selecting the BCA, so this selected radio button will be BCA. If user select the BCom, then this radio button pointing to the BCom. So now I want the text in the text view number 2. So you can define the variable over here, that is text view tv2 is equal to find view by ID r dot id dot text view number 2. Now here we can write the condition if radio button is not equal to null, then I want to change the text of the text view to dot set text, and that is rb dot get text. So what happened? The selected radio button text will be applied into this text view number 2. You can simply run this particular application and you will get the result into this emulator. See here, whenever you select the BCA, see here, I'm getting the message BCA, BSCIT, BCom and other. It means that the selected radio button text will be applied to this, and selected checkbox value will be applied to this text view. But whenever you select any radio button, I'm not able to deselect this. So whenever user click on this clear option, I want to deselect all this radio button. So what we can do? Very simple. This is the clear option. It means that this is the button number 2. So let me define here button B2 is equal to find view by ID r dot id dot button number 2. Whenever the button number 2 is clicked, I want to deselect all the radio buttons. So here you can simply call the function RadioGroup dot clear check, and here we can write the message into text view 2 dot set text, and that is choose /n option. So the text will be choose an option whenever the clear button is clicked. Now you can simply run this and you will get the effect over here. Whenever you click BCA, see here BCA, BSCIT, BCom, other, it means that the same text is applied over here. Now whenever you click on clear option, see here all the radio button is deselected and I am getting the message choose an option. And if you select here, you will get the value over here, and if you select over here, then you will get the value over here. This is the bulb on, bulb off, bulb on, bulb off, and this is on, off. This is the AU logo is clicked, and this is the button, that is you can say simple button, and this is the button with the full width button. So this is the way you can define the types of button in Android Java. So that's it from my side. If you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.